What's up, guys? It's DMV Air Aid back in the building with yet another video where today I'm here to talk about where the Ravens are at. Now, I know we're at 9-3, atop of the AFC North, but also the conference as well. Right now, in our bye week, feeling somewhat confident in ourselves. And our record as it stands right now, pretty solid to my looks. It seems as if we're really intent in trying to win this division. Now, in terms of the remaining schedule, it's not going to be that easy, to be real with y'all. It will not be an easy schedule for the Baltimore Ravens. Now, the offense, I understand. It's not going to be easy without Mark Andrews, our top tight end, literally Lamar Jackson's #1 target when it comes to this pass game. And the second tight end ranked overall. Second best behind Travis Kelce. And of course, a Pro Bowl tight end. Will be missed for the rest of the year. However, we got other guys that need to step up. We got Isaiah Likely, Charlie Kolar. These two guys have got to fill in. But it's not just the tight ends that got to step up. It's the receiving core. The big four that you want to deal with the most. Odell Beckham Jr., Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, and of course, not Devin Duvernay because he's a runner, but Nelson Aguilar. Two veterans that you picked up in the offseason. And two young receivers that you picked up from the draft. One from 2021 and one from this year's draft. I gotta say, this season, man, it has been quite the season so far. But I've never seen a drastic turnaround when it comes to keeping everybody healthy. From offense to defense. Of course we suffer injuries in this season. But they were all minor, most of them. And luckily, when I was watching that Thursday night game against the Bengals, Week 11, when Lamar Jackson jacked up his ankle, he dealt with it. He played through an ankle that was literally bothering him for most of that game. Just like Jalen Hurts of the Philadelphia Eagles, he dealt with his knee injury. You see how tough a quarterback he is. As well as Lamar Jackson, too. Overcoming adversity, as well as the entire team as a whole. We're on top of the AFC, sitting at 9-3, in our bye week right now. And we're thinking about what can we do to improve? What can we do to get better each and every week? What are the mistakes that we have to learn from? What are the adjustments that you have to make? That is something that each and every member of this Ravens team has to think about sitting in this bye week right here. The defense is a top 5 defense. We are just the best red zone defense in the league. We're the best in giving up yards, or the least amount of yards. And we generate a lot of pressure. Now, if you watch that Chargers game, Sunday Night Football, Week 12, you see how strong that defense really is. The front four, Jadeveon Clowney, Odafe Owe, Michael Pierce, Justin Madubuike, Brett Urban. The linebackers, Patrick Queen, Roquan Smith, Malik Harrison, He can contribute. But most of all, Kyle Hamilton. That defense seems like a scary defense that nobody likes to face. Except for our remaining 5 teams on our schedule, which is not going to be easy, like I just said. However, I'm going to say this right here. From the bottom of a Ravens fan's heart. If this team can overcome enough adversity throughout these remaining 5 games on our schedule, which seems to be one of the toughest that we ever dealt with the entire season, I believe we will have a chance to not only claim the 2 seed or the 1 seed in the AFC, depending on how things go, but I believe we have a strong chance in going on a deep playoff run. Now, will we make it to the Super Bowl, which every Ravens fan has on their expectations list? We'll have to find out soon enough. Alright? We'll have to find out if this team, despite all the ups and downs, all the injuries, and all the outside noise that's coming towards them, we have to not write them back and focus on executing our big plays when we needed to and get the job done. And most importantly, finishing the job. Like Lamar Jackson says, it's all about finishing the game. If you don't finish the game, it's going to cost you. Football is a long, tedious game. And every play counts. Every game counts. And every second will cost you if something slightly small as it is will hurt you in a matter of time. Just the slightest thing, the thin margin of error, can cost you if you fail to execute. That's what this Ravens team needs to focus on. Attention to detail. Executing our plays, offensively and defensively. And finishing as a unit. Finishing the game strong. And finish from start to finish. I said this time and time and again. This team has the talent and all the energy on this roster. They have the guys that they can utilize left and right. They have the guys that have the ability and the capability of winning games and have the talent to go into greater heights. But we're going to have to wait till the season's over and see what this team can do heading into the playoffs. Assuming that we are going to be a playoff team, which I know we're going to be a playoff team. Now, will we do anything special if we get home field advantage? We'll find out once the playoffs start. Alright. Now, let's look around the AFC, guys. If you look at the AFC, the playoff picture. Now, before I actually dive deep into this, I do want to remind you guys that I will be starting playoff picture and playoff scenarios heading towards the end of the year because it is getting crazy and the energy is high and there's a lot of buzz when it comes to AFC playoff pictures and of course NFC playoff picture as well. I will start playoff scenarios later on once the season starts to come to an end or the regular season starts to come to an end. So watch out for that. Now let's look at the AFC playoff picture. As of now, like I just said, the Ravens are the 1 seed in the AFC, sitting at a 9-3 record. We're going into the bye week, feeling somewhat confident in ourselves. Looking at the rest of the AFC, the Chiefs have the 2 seed, Jacksonville has the 3 seed. Miami's got the 4 seed. Just looking ahead, the conference records overall really show a difference. The thing that's actually going to hurt the Ravens the most is the losses that they suffered. The 3 losses that we suffered this year are all within the AFC. Because you lost to the Colts badly, you lost to the Steelers badly, and of course, you lost to the Cleveland Browns really badly. So all 3 of those losses you just suffered are within the conference. Kansas City has only 1 conference loss, and that conference loss was against their divisional rival Denver Broncos. Both Jacksonville and Miami have 2 conference losses. We have 3. Now, it's really surprising that we're sitting at a 9-3 record with 3 conference losses. Pittsburgh and Cleveland have a head-to-head tiebreaker over us when it comes to head-to-head tiebreakers within the division, which I think Pittsburgh definitely has the head-to-head tiebreaker because they beat us, and Cleveland has a better conference record. I don't know what to make of how we do not own the tiebreaker over these 2 teams, but what I worry about the most is what we do down the stretch early on this season, or heading towards the end of the season. All right. What matters most is that we execute our big plays, offensively and defensively, correct our mistakes, or learn from our mistakes, getting our minds straight forward, heading into the big games that we're getting ready to play in. And of course, finishing strong in football games, in crucial situations. And the coaching staff, including you, John Harbaugh, doing the right thing. Making the decisions that are going to win us the games in a matter of time, efficiently, and heading towards the postseason, which I know I got full confidence in my squad. That's what the Ravens need to do, sitting in this bye week and coming out of the bye week. That's what they got to do. If they can do those 3 things, they will be a legitimate threat in the postseason. All right, so that's how I feel with the Ravens sitting at 9-3. And on top of the AFC North and the conference overall. Before I conclude this video, I have my Week 13 predictions. And I'm going to go through it real quick. And I'll make a video of the Commanders and Dolphins game next. So, I made my pick for that Seahawks-Cowboys game, which happened 2 days ago. I picked Dallas to win. It was a close game. But in the end, Dak Prescott and the Cowboys were able to pull off that close victory over the Seahawks, 41-35, which I know it's painful for Seahawks fans to deal with, but they still fought to the end. And I know they're going to do great things next week when they take on San Francisco. So, got a victory on that Thursday night game for my predictions. Now, I'm going to go make a video about the Commanders-Dolphins game coming up next. So, stay tuned for that. And I know this game's going to be rough unless if Washington can show some fight. I'll live with it. But at the end of the day, I don't think they're going to be not even close. They are no match for the Miami Dolphins and their offense. They're going to cook them. They're legitimately just going to cook them from top to bottom. And that defense is going to get to Sam Howell time after time after time. So, no question. Miami's going to win it unless if Washington can put up a fight. If I had to put in a final score right here, I'll make it fair. I'll go 31-20. I think it's a legitimate score if we can put up a fight. But Miami looks like they got this in the bag. Next up, Chargers-Patriots. I have no more energy, no faith in Bill Belichick's crew. I got Chargers winning that game in Foxborough. Cardinals, Steelers. As much as I hate the Pittsburgh Steelers right here, obviously because I'm a Ravens fan, I gotta admire their defense. And TJ Watt, what he's been doing all year. Now, as bad as their offense goes, they'll still find a way to win. Kyler Murray will give them a challenge, though. But I got Steelers winning this one, unfortunately. Colts, Titans, the battle of the AFC South. Both teams coming off victories. I got the Colts winning this one. Titans' offense is inconsistent the most. I was watching the Colts game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The offense with Gardner Minshew showed some flashes in that game that looks to be very interesting. So I got Colts winning that one. Now, this is one of the games that is very interesting. Broncos and Texans. Both teams looking forward to getting into a playoff spot in the AFC. The Broncos continue that hot streak. Russell Wilson can cook something. As far as the Texans, tough loss against the Jaguars, 24-21 at home. I'll say defense will win this game in terms of who's winning this one. I'm going to take the Denver Broncos. But I do believe that the offenses are going to show some flashes that they will be ready to go big or go home in this one. So I got the Broncos winning this one. Lions, Saints, not going to waste any time on that game. I got the Lions winning this one. Falcons, Jets, I'm not wasting any time on that game either. I'm going to take the Falcons winning this one. Panthers and Buccaneers, absolutely no wasting any time at all. There's no question Tampa Bay is going to get this victory right here. Browns, Rams. Joe Flacco, it's great that he's back in the league, playing again. However, you got to deal with Aaron Donald, and you have not played on the field in a minute. Or should I say in a while. Because last year you played with the Jets. You did alright. And then Zach Wilson was trash right there. But at the end of the day, Matthew Stafford, he's going to keep his winning streak up. Because his Rams are trying to get to 6-6 on the year. And hopefully things will go a lot more smoother. Because they had to tiebreaker over Seattle. And most importantly, they could have a slim chance of getting to that wild card spot in the NFC. So I got the Rams winning this one. Now this game, oh boy, I'm looking forward to this. Niners, Eagles. Rematch of that NFC Championship game last year in Philadelphia. It's a battle between the Niners defense and that Eagles offense with resiliency. This is a tough game, to be honest with you guys. Brock Purdy. Solid game against those Seahawks on Thanksgiving. The Eagles. Woo! What a game that they put up against the Buffalo Bills. And he showed a lot of resiliency. They really showed no matter how many points they're down by, no matter how much yards they're outgained by, they still have the ability to win football games with the talent they have and the resiliency that they have. That's who this Eagles team is. But unfortunately, I gotta have to go with my gut right here. I think San Francisco is going to win this rematch. The defense will learn from their mistakes last year. But I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I'm going to go with the game ending in a game-winning drive. But this time, San Francisco will escape Philly with a victory. So I got Niners winning this one by a score of 31-28. The Eagles' offense is very explosive. They have a really good offensive line. But at the end of the day, the Niners' defense will get to them at the end. That's my predictions. So I got 49ers winning in a close game. Sunday Night Football, Chiefs, Packers. Not wasting time on this one. I got Chiefs winning unless with Green Bay's offense led by Jordan Love can do something special and help out my Ravens when it comes to playoff seeding in the AFC. It'll be great. But I got Chiefs winning this one. And then finally, Monday Night Football, Bengals, Jaguars. Cincinnati season is pretty much in jeopardy. Jake Browning is being thrown under the Wolves. Defense looking a little bit shaky. Bad game against the Steelers last week, obviously. And then Jacksonville outlasting the Texans in Houston. Now, historically, right here, this is going to be their first Monday Night Football game in 12 years. They have not been on Monday Night Football in 12 seasons. And now you have a chance on national television to show the people that they are legitimate contender as well in the AFC playoff picture. So I got Jaguars winning this one. Those are my Week 13 picks, minus that Thursday night game, which is already passed. And that's pretty much all I have to say. Baltimore, hopefully you get enough rest, and then you come out of the bye week getting ready for the Los Angeles Rams up next in Baltimore. With that being said, that is all I gotta say. Let's get it.